Very interesting.
Yes.
So how talking about Sahara reporters now, are you still actively involved in the running of your organization, or you've handed it over to management to run?
It's since I started running for office, I handed it
Okay.
over. I resigned from active control of Sahara reporters, and they are aware of
Okay.
that. They also investigated that and found out that it's being run by Sahara reporters was running even when I was in detention. And part of the reason they put me in limbo or incommunicado was to prevent me from having control over what is published on Sahara reporters. So effectively, they found out that with or without me, the organization was run. It has become a public trust. You know, it's a citizen reporting platform. So it's run by other people, and they did a good job of running, and they're still doing a good job of running it. You know, but I'm a founder of Sahara reporters. So just like you have your own platform too, there's it's something they call founder syndrome. And thing in psychology, where you find something that is dear to you, of course, you will always tend to find out what's going on with it, how it is going on, because it's your dream. It's something that you created from innovatively from your mind, and you always want it to work. Not only Sahara, but as I want every journalism platform that is doing the right job to prosper and function very well. I'm a stickler for free speech, free press. So I was, in fact, when they gave me a phone one day to speak with my family, I didn't call my family at first. I called Premium Times and spoke to them. And when they saw that Premium Times had been spoken to, because they were monitoring the phone, they ran to me and said, "You have to give us back our phone." I said, "No, I have to call my wife." And I called my wife, I called the lawyer, and then gave them back their phone. So because I want all these platforms to work, because we don't even have enough press in Nigeria. There are 200 million people here, maybe only 10 major newspapers, a lot of blogs, you know. But you go to the US, which has 220 million people, you probably have like 1 million media platforms, TV stations. Every village has its own TV station, township, newspapers. We are not there. We haven't gotten anywhere yet in terms of the saturation of media, because media is the fourth estate of the realm, right? But if you are not careful, the media can also become the fifth columnist from the rear. Yes.
But right now, the media is going through a lot right now in terms of challenges and all that.
It is. It's always been like that. It's always been like, you see, look, the media job is a thankless job, you know, and you know what it is. Everybody wants to control what goes out in the media, particularly government. And in Nigeria, unfortunately for us, government is still competing with the private sector in terms of media. It's unfair disadvantage. One, they still have their own media platforms, which they shouldn't be allowed to have. There shouldn't be an NTA in this country anymore. And then they have organizations that are controlling the private media space. They try to control when they can't control you directly, they go and introduce bill, hate speech bill, social media bill. All of it is targeted at the media because they don't want a media that scrutinizes government. That is why we have all these problems. The media is not doing enough in terms of fighting for the media space. And all of us, you guys are guilty of this, you know. Nigeria, for example, still has like terrible libel laws. You know, a governor can sue you in their state with the chief judge that is appointed by him and win a libel lawsuit against you. You know, it shouldn't be like that, right? We still have that British type of libel law in Nigeria. You know, even when you are right in a libel lawsuit, even when you are right, nobody pays for your legal fees, you know, and nobody is fighting for these things. So they can harass you. There's a lot of ways they have criminalized even simple reporting. If they can get you, they can come and arrest you and detain you and claim that they are trying you for criminal libel. Criminal libel is, it's unheard of in modern day journalism. But the journalists are not doing a good job because a lot of our journalists are aspiring to become chief press secretaries, special advisors to politicians. Serious journalists don't aspire to become an appendage of the people they are reporting against. Otherwise, already you have established a conflict of interest in your reporting.
Okay. Somebody is asking a question about did opposition use you to bring in PMB as you are being accused by Reno Omokiri? I don't understand that.
You know, people have accused me of all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But when you ask them to go and bring evidence. Yes. Can you support Buhari without attending his rally?
It's
without getting an advert from him?
Advert from him, yeah. I can hear you now, yeah.
Yes. Without writing an article, without any meeting. Ronnie Omokiri, as I was told, said that he has evidence even from the NIA to show that I was holding meetings with Buhari and the rest of them. Why is it so difficult to put out the evidence? If I have evidence against Ronnie Omokiri, for instance, when Ronnie Omokiri went and stole the identity of somebody known as Wende Simlin, I met the mother. I interviewed her. I put it out. That's the evidence. And the woman said, yes, Reno Omokiri is an identity thief. When Reno Omokiri sent soldiers to the mother's house to eject somebody from their house in Warri or so, I got the information. I put it out to Sahara reporters. In fact, it led to him being fired by Jonathan, because most people did not know that Reno Omokiri did not complete his tenure with Jonathan. Jonathan fired him towards the election because of a lot of criminal activities he was engaging in. Reno Omokiri claims to be an Amazon bestseller. Can you just find out how many books he's selling? What's the name of the book? So I'm not personalizing it. I'm just telling you that I am an evidence-based person. If you say so, look, there's no need engaging in emotional conversations. But you know, all the political leaders in this country have their own supporters. Even if you look today, there are people who still support Abacha. You know, Babangida has his supporters. Jonathan has his supporters. So once in a while, when they miss the pass, the terrible pass, they organize what I call a pity party, so that they can pity themselves. You know, the thing that Reno Omokiri did not tell you is that he wouldn't have had the job he had with Jonathan, the money he made, whatever he benefited, had we not fought for Jonathan to become president when Yar'Adua was sick. So, and I'm glad that he said that I have so much power to put Buhari in power. But why are they not giving me credit for putting Jonathan in power when Yar'Adua cabal prevented him from? In fact, they were planning a coup at that time. We were exposing it every day until Jonathan was allowed to to become the president of Nigeria. Because we knew Yar'Adua was not coming back. Go and ask Reno Omokiri if he attended a protest on behalf of Jonathan. Never. We did. I did in America. We organized a people's parliament. We did write-ups upon write-ups. I've never met Jonathan before. I didn't care who he was. In fact, when Jonathan won the election, he sent late Ronto Douglas, to me, that I should come and work for him. I said, I cannot work in government. I can't last 24 hours in the government. I'm too honest, brutally honest. After that, he sent Imani Boro. Imani Boro is still alive, to come to New York and give us the money that they said the man sent. I said, I refuse to see Imani Boro. I said, I don't need your money. I did this out because of my conscience. And I hope you guys perform. So what I want to wrap up here is that the person who brought Buhari to power, the number one person, is Jonathan. It was his performance in office that enabled the likes of Buhari to come back to office. Let me tell you, when Buhari ran for office against Jonathan, if a goat had run against Jonathan, it would have won. Monkey would have won that election. People were tired. The corruption. Jonathan was one of the luckiest former presidents in this country. He was selling crude oil at $140 per barrel. Money was all over the place, awash. And I heard that Reno Omokiri also listed some stories that he said were true. Some of the stories are actually still actively being prosecuted. In Italy, with regards to OPL, that OPL 245, The wife was found with a lot of money. It's public information. So I don't need to, again, personalize these issues. But I can understand that some people feel bad that they've lost out. Reno Omokri himself works for Atiku, right? If you really hate people who took Jonathan out of power, why would you be working for Atiku? Atiku donated money, jets, to Buhari's campaign. And Reno Omokri is working actively for Atiku to return to power again. So you can see the hypocrisy there.
Okay, I was going to say that. How do you always feel when you see, I mean, the state of our situation in Nigeria, especially now with all the challenges we're faced with? How does it make you feel when you wake up each morning and you still see that we still have not been able to do much to get things changed?
It's very sad, and that's why I'm restless. The reason why I take all the risk I've taken. After we all fought, and including you, against military rule, by the end of 1999, when civilian rule was calling, what we thought was civilian rule, what I now call morontocracy, it's a government for morons by moron and by morons. I left the country. 1999 February, I left Nigeria. And I stayed out of Nigeria for 20 years. Went to school, got married, had kids. And each time I came back since 2004, actually since 2003, it breaks my heart. And it was what led me to set up Sowore Reporters. It was what led me to participate in politics, because I know that there's so many things that can be done without, there's a lot of things that are broken in this country that they make it sound like governance is rocket science. It's not. To fix a road that has been budgeted for is not rocket science. And for someone who is unarguably aware and informed about how things can work, right? Of course, it disturbs me. I'm restless. It's the reason I took the risk to come and run for office. It's the reason after I ran for office, I declared that we need a revolution. And I was arrested. And I did not renounce it. Even when they sent a delegation to me in detention, led by Issa Funtua and Garba Shehu, to ask me to renounce revolution, I refused. I said, it's not possible until we find a country that belongs to all of us. And they said to me, Issa Funtua said specifically, he said, nobody has ever fought a government and won. Very arrogant old man like that. I told him, well, maybe for the first time you find somebody who can win against the government. I don't know if it's me, but I know this system is not sustainable. They left me. That was 2 weeks after I was detained. They left me. Next thing I hear from them, they had charged me for money laundering, cyber stalking, and treasonable felony, because they were hoping that they can pressurize me to abandon the struggle or scare me. And when they found I wasn't scared, they went to the next level, which is to charge me with bogus offenses. And that led to, after they met with me, I stayed another 4 months in detention until I was released, granted bail on some of the harshest conditions. The only person in the history of Nigeria who has been restricted to a city was Obafemi Awolowo when he was charged for treason in the 60s. I'm the second person in the history of Nigeria. He was restricted to Lekki area. Me, I'm restricted to Abuja. It's called city arrest.
I mean, yes. You spent 4 months, a total of 4 months.
Yeah, I spent 4 months in detention. I was arrested on August 3rd, 2019, and I was released on December 24th, 2019. So you can do the calculation.
Yeah.
Quite some time.
Yeah. Are you likely to run again in 2023?
I'm running from now. I don't wait till 2023. I keep telling people, what Nigeria needs is liberation. If you can get it now, why wait till 2023? So the race has started, and it's race for human rights, freedom, respect for the dignity of our people, an end to unemployment, respect for social and physical infrastructure. I mean, that's the race we are running. We are running the race of not our time, but of our lives. And it's both political and non-political. It's partisan and non-partisan races that we have to run. because our people have been buried under the ground. We have to take them out.